Do you see me now? Great. Thank you a lot, Dayo, for being the first who told me that I'm not, you are not able to see me, because I was telling a lot as always, and I thought you were listening to me at least. Thank you for compliments. Today it was a special makeup. I was making new set of videos for you, so be patient, and they will be there on the channel soon. So look, Lucas, you don't see me. Other people, yeah, it seems you are seeing me already. Yeah, please confirm. So according to your comments, I hear that you see me. You told about my lashes, about looking for new videos. Great. So let's continue, and I will start from the very beginning, because actually there was not connection or whatever, and you never had me. So today we discuss the topic of dating sites, dating applications, and I especially named the topic like how to survive and to win. Why to survive? Because sometimes men are living in illusions online, and they are living online life. That's why I put it as survive, because I think it's important when you connect, when you keep the connection with the reality, and you don't live by internet love only. And by win I mean finding a good woman for long-lasting relationships, or for any relationships that will make you happy. But I don't mean a one-night stand here, of course. As soon as I'm a matchmaker, usually I talk about the significant relationships in your life. Of course, each of us, we have, from time to time, we can have some sort of light relationships or short relationships, but I think that almost every person in this world is missing or wants to meet someone for very close, intimate, very trusting relationships, and this is what I'm usually talking about. Yeah, Lucas, not to die online. It's correct too, because if you spend too much time on online, in the internet, looking at the screen all the time, the health will get worse. And yeah, thank you for comment, my constant guest, who writes, yes, you need to get off the internet for real relationships, for sure. I fully agree with you. So I suggest you to use dating online only as a way to find a woman, and as a way to make the pool of choice. Because actually it's very comfortable modern method, so that you can meet not one person, not two, but much more, and you have a great choice, and it does not require to go to the nightclub or bar or street and make new connections. You just sit at home or wherever you want, and you start writing to different women. You find out if you have something in common, then you continue it in real life. But I suggest you not to dive into constant writing all the days long poems. This is a disaster, I think. Of course, some people who do it, they need it for one reason or another. But if you talk about real life, if you want to meet a real woman, and you want to build real relationships, when you can kiss each other, when you can hug each other, and to build future together, then don't dive into this. So where, as always, I made a structure for this conversation, because I know my guests are usually only men, as I notice, and I know you are logical and you need the structure. So the first point where I advise you to start is from understanding yourself, what you want in life, what you appreciate in relationships, and from understanding what type of woman you would like to find. because we all know that if you don't know what you want to gain in life, you will never gain anything, or it will be always not what you wanted. The same works in relationships. It's surprising, but in our work and business, we always make plans, make goals, and make the steps how we will gain it. But in personal life, not always use it. Not all people use this method. They just believe in luck, in God, in something that will happen when time comes. Of course, there is the role of destiny. I believe in it too, but only to some extent. The rest of it we can create ourselves if we have enough wish, if we have enough energy, and if we have a right approach. So you understood what you want in relationships, what type of woman you want to find. The next step is finding some good trusted applications and dating websites. By good, what I mean is they should have enough of members, because if it's just some new dating application or new website, you will find a few profiles and they will be kind of dead, never answering you and so on, or very little amount of profiles. It's not good. So you can just read some articles about dating online, and they usually give the list of good dating websites and dating applications. Or you can ask from your friends, from everywhere. Actually, the biggest websites, they are quite famous, and you can just easily find them. And you can also use some forums, some pieces of advice of people from the internet, what are the good dating applications and sites, and go to them. And if you are the type of busy person, or the person who have many interests in addition to work, most probably you don't have much time to spend online. So I suggest you to choose just from 1 to 3 dating websites or applications to make your profile here and to use them, but regularly. I want to pay your attention that to get the result, you should do this work regularly. By work, I mean looking for right profiles on these websites and applications, writing to the girls whom you liked, and supporting your relationships and making them to come into reality. And to do this, I tell it the same to girls, to my clients, to my girlfriends, just friends. If you want to have success, you should do it every day, from at least from 30 minutes to 1 hour per day you should devote to online dating. Let me read your comments and we will continue. Christopher writes, yes, absolutely agree. You must understand what type of woman you want. I like the approach of the not relying on chance or finding love. Focus on the qualities you like in a woman. Yeah, thank you for support, Christopher. It's important to get your feedback as from men. Sometimes you think in a different way, and it's precious for me to hear you, to read your thoughts. Lucas, very true, Christopher. If you don't have standards of what to look for in women, you will never find the correct one. Yeah, and if you talk about the standard of a woman who you want to find, as one of my friends, Gloria, told, that if in your own country you meet the woman who can be like 5 scores or 6 scores out of 10, then in Ukraine you can expect to meet someone 2 scores more, but not the 10 plus. It's to the question of the realistic expectations, because if you see the model online, Ukrainian model, very, very beautiful, really model, then mostly these women, they're aiming at very wealthy, sometimes famous men. And if you're not like that, there are no more chances, not so many chances that she will be yours. Moreover, in online dating, you never know if there is a real her or just someone under her picture. So when you choose the good, when you know what you want, when you know the type of woman you want to find, you choose the best from 1 to 3 dating websites or dating applications. Then you go online and you create the quality profile. So what does the quality profile mean? In one of my recent videos, I told only about creating good profiles, so you can watch it too. But again, let me repeat the most important things. First of all, put the picture of your real you, but of course this picture should be good. Not like some men do without clothes on the top. Don't the background of your photo should be good too. It should be beautiful without garbage or something like that. Of course, it shouldn't be a messy room. The picture should be clear, recent, and preferably you should be stylish in it. And maybe you can put pictures from different locations. And also, when you go to fill in profile, put the true, honest information about yourself, and also devote some attention to the fields about you and whom you are looking for. Again, don't write the poems or the long lists, because it looks really strange, and for many women wouldn't like it. Just you can put some witty information with sense of humor. Just put the most important things about yourself and whom you want to find. That's all. So to get details, you can watch my videos, and you will know more about quality profiles. And if you need even more, I will send you our brochure on how to make quality profile and how to find your love online. Just let me know, write to my email address, and I will send this brochure to you. You made a good profile. Then again, please pay attention to realistic expectations. As I mentioned, you should understand what type of woman could be really interested in you, and what women know, because of course I know men want the maximum beautiful, the maximum cute girl, the maximum kind, preferably English speaking, preferably without children. I know it all. But at the same time, shouldn't only you like the lady, but a lady should like you for the success, correct? So your expectations should be realistic. And if you are lost online and you see many beauties and you are not sure if you can count on them or not, then you can always get the assessment session from any matchmaker in Ukraine or wherever you want, and she can or he can help you with it too, because sometimes men can't estimate it, because mostly men are working in different fields that they are not so skilled to understand it, but the specialist can help you with it. Let me read the comments. Yeah, Lucas, you are telling about personality over the appearance, correct? So Lucas writes that he only has 3 criteria for the perfect woman. Get a hottie with a body with lots of money. Yeah, funny comment. Yeah. So when you have the realistic expectation whom you want to find, just go ahead, make the search via the filter, and write to the girls whom you like. Again, in our mentality, in Ukrainian mentality, many women, they expect men first to write them, but sometimes they can be active too. So I think it's great when man shows his attention first, so don't hesitate to write to women whom you like. And as I told you, you make it, since you have a goal, you really want to find someone significant in this year, make it a goal, and use this website, these applications regularly. Make it like your job even, and go there from time every day to write to the ladies, to search, to select, and communicate. So let me read the comment of Christopher. Elena, how can a man meet a realistic woman in Ukraine? It seems many on the internet are focused on the measure of a man's wealth. Christopher, actually, yeah, there are such women, and they are not only online, they are also living here in Ukraine in real life, and they are doing the same with local men. But at the same time, there are also very sincere, good women who are looking for relationships and through relationships and good men. Of course, no one of our women are looking for men for whom should be working, and no one of women wants to be provider of the family here, at least. But just you just need to to choose the right person, because as I told you, when we men only choose, for example, when men clients applying to me, and they sometimes they are showing me the examples of ladies whom they like, and they find them at online websites. When I look at these pictures, I immediately can say that this is just a type of model girl, and most probably she's unreal at all. And but if she is even real, she's looking for a different type of man. And in this case, men are just diving in illusions. They are writing to them constantly, they are living in their fantasies, but reality never happens. Or it can happen, he goes with this super beautiful girl to a restaurant, he gets overcharged, and that's all. So it's better to have realistic expectations and to meet maybe not a model, but still pretty nice woman, intelligent one, and to build the warm, close relationships, than to live online for many years and just dream about beauty queen and fantasizing about her. Correct? So if you want to, again, you can write me, and we will arrange our talk online, and I will tell you after talking with you a little bit what type of women can be interested in you, just according to my experience in this field. So sometimes I have clients who don't want to change their criteria, and in this case I just tell the truth, and I'm telling honestly that it will be difficult because of this. I suggest to make the criteria more closer to reality. But sometimes people don't want it, so I say, okay, I gave you the information, if you want this, let's try this, but I told you about the difficulties that we will face. Sometimes clients say, yes, okay, let's continue, and we try to find whom he wants. But of course, I don't work with the cases when a man over-exaggerate his chances for success. Of course, if there is some truck driver looking for a beauty queen in Ukraine, I would never work with such cases. But even with more simple cases, I tell the client honestly and directly what it will be, and if the person accepts the responsibility, we can try. But again, trying is time. Let me read your comment. Lucas, if you think about it realistically, all women want financial stability, safety, and love. Generally, I agree with you. Of course, also trust, closeness, faithfulness, family, kids. In some cases, this is what women also want. So devote enough time to your online dating, and what I learned also from my experience in this field, plus my personal experience before, when I was 22, yeah. I started to use dating websites, local one. When I got ill and I stayed at home, I had flu, and I had much free time, so I registered the first dating website. And at these times, I was trying to get the person through the correspondence. I almost never gave my phone number. I talked a lot online to understand the person and so on. Now situation changed. I completely changed my mind now, probably because I'm much more busy now and I have kids. And what I see from the practice too, that men also don't like talking online a lot, at least local ones, I mean. So if you liked each other, you send each other few messages online, and you get you got the general information about each other and it seems you have something in common, then it's better to exchange contact information, maybe phone numbers, and talk directly. And if you are abroad and ladies here, it's better to arrange a Skype meeting and talk online to see each other, at least to see via Skype or some video call, and to understand if you have further interest to develop your relationships or not. Because just writing, sending messages online to each other, it can be endless. Again, there are some men, they like living in fantasies, they need it, it supports them and so on. But now we are talking about you, real men who want real relationships, and I give you pieces of advice so that you could gain your aim and meet the right woman. So as soon as you talk online with a girl, you see that you are attracted to each other, you like her profile, you like the way how she communicates with you, how she expresses her thoughts, and how she writes you. As soon as you have criteria, you know what questions you should ask her, correct? So for example, let's say you want to have children and you are sure and you want to have them in the nearest, let's say 3-5 years. So in her profile you pay attention to the sentence where she says if she wants to have children too or not, and in your correspondence you can not immediately but in several sentences, in several messages you can ask her if she plans to have children or not. So for example, if this lady can't have children or she doesn't want for sure, most probably it's not your choice, you go forward. And the same happens with the other criteria. So that's why your idea about the type of girl who you want to meet is very important, because on the stage of search and selection you already can make the conclusion. This is how we do our job, matchmakers too. When you tell us your criteria of search, we look in our base and we filter women by this way first, by measurable criteria, and then go into their personality. In case of dating online, you do this job on your own, and you definitely should do it. Otherwise, there is, it is the world of abundance of the information, including dating website. You can have thousands of profiles, very beautiful girls, and you get lost in the amount of them. And this way, you will never meet someone right, because you write to this girl one sentence, to the other, and you already forgot about the first. Just concentrate, just 1 to 3 websites or applications, and several girls, maybe 5, 10, depends on you, with whom you communicate regularly. Then you talk to them online or talk to them on the phone or in video call. Then you understand if you want to continue with some of them. If not, then you go and you make the next selection, because too much choice is a problem too, actually. Let me read your comments. How can you tell if a woman is really interested in you? I would imagine the language barrier can be an obstacle. Christopher, do you mean if she's interested in you online, in online communication, or in real life? Just today I was shooting the video on the topic how to understand how to make a girl interested in you. So maybe it will be useful for you too, and it will be published quite soon, this month at least. So please specify your question and I will answer for sure. Lucas, yes, that's very true. You need to be really realistic when thinking about the thing if you want to marry. Yeah, thank you for support, Lucas. Elena, is it common for women in Ukraine to be in their 30s and never have been married? Should this be a concern for men? No, I don't think so, Christopher. Actually, I noticed that more and more women now are getting closer to Europe, our Ukrainian women, and they don't get married too early. They don't want to give birth to children in their 20s, and they also want to build a career first sometimes, or they are choosing men very carefully. So I don't think so. Of course, if she's over 40s, it shouldn't be a concern. Actually, each of us, we have different life stories. I don't I don't think you should be judging just because of this factor. You should communicate with the person and understand the reasons. But after 30s, if lady doesn't have children, it's not telling that she has some problems or something like that. Many women now prefer to give birth to children later. And actually, when I talk with my daughter and she's talking with her friends and I'm communicating with other parents, I guess the next generation of Ukrainian women, they will be giving birth much more later to their children. So Christopher, both yes. If in online communication the interest of lady is clear to understand, is easy to understand. If she answers you quite quickly, and if she answers you with details, not only shortly, and if she is ready for personal contact. Because again, if she's a really busy person, she doesn't have much time to write you long letters, correct? So I think this way. In real life, when you go to the first date, you can feel it. You see if she's reluctant when you try to hug her, or she likes it. The way how she looks at you, the way how she talks with you. By these things you can usually feel it. You know, Ukrainian women are not aliens. We are also people, and we are quite close to European people, more closer than to Asian, I would say. So we are easy to read, I would say, in real life. So if women between 18 and 25 don't want to get married or have children, then why do dating agencies allow such young girls to be on their side? I don't know, because there are different agencies, and actually we don't have many girls of under 25 in our agency. We can accept them sometimes, but mostly we have ladies from 28 to 40s, I think, like this. Because there are some women who are coming to us even in their 90s and telling that they want to get married, but it's not a rule, I would say. It can happen sometimes, but not very often, actually. So when you made the search selection online, you exchanged some messages, you went to the personal contact with the lady, so you either talk with her via video or via phone. Then it is the time for personal meeting. Even if you are living abroad, you plan your visit here, and I would, of course, some men say that it's not so good, but I still believe that you should have a choice. Moreover, if you travel from abroad, it requires much of your time, much of your money, and you rent the hotel for this, you spend your time, and it's better to have the selection of women, because sometimes we like the person, we like how the person looks, how the person talks, how she thinks, but we are also biological creatures, and sometimes we can not like the smell of the person or the perfume or some gestures. And let's imagine you came here just for one girl after communicating online, and you don't like each other, so you have the rest of time empty. Or maybe you can meet someone in nightclubs, of course, but why not to have a choice? So if I was you and I was traveling abroad, of course I would create the choice for myself. Christopher, let me read the comments from the very beginning. Depending, does your agency track the number of successful couples that you coordinate introductions for? Yeah, usually we stay in touch with our clients, but again, sometimes clients disappear and we can't talk with them. They just don't. Lady asks you to delete your profile from our agency, while man says everything is okay, and they are developing relationships. And then we get new clients coming to us and saying that, I have friends from this country and they told me about your agency, so that's why I came to you. And sometimes it becomes a surprise for us that these people got married and we never knew before. It happens sometimes. But usually, yes, people stay in touch with us. Lucas, again, thank you for support, for being agree with me that it's better to have choice. And so when after you meet in person with the woman, you already know if you want to develop your relationships or not. This is how to use dating online with effect for you. How not to dive it with illusions, how not to live online, and how to still to get the result. The modern world has very much to offer us, but I noticed that almost everything, if you use it without measure, it gets in a wrong way and it makes damage to you. The same is about dating online. The same is about watching films online all the day long without stop. The same is about using internet without some pause, and it's bad for your health. And the same is about dating online. You can use it as an effective instrument for gaining your aim, or you can just damage your life by this. And how to damage, it's constantly writing online, living online, sending money to girls, and so on, and writing only to models. If you are not a model yourself, if you are not super wealthy, not like some famous people, then better to concentrate on simple but still pretty and beautiful girls who are really about family, not just about money and having beautiful life. As I told you in my other videos, we mostly women here, and I hear it from them and from my clients, from my friends. They expect men to be caring. It's a very important thing for a woman to make the decision that she wants to spend her life with this man, being caring. But the models can over exaggerate it, like telling that you are caring when you give me expensive watches, or paying for giving me buying me expensive apartment. It's too much. But in small things you can always be caring, and not only in small when you get married. Let me read your comments now. I agree with you, Doug. Can any women sign up with your agency, or is there particular requirements or profiles you look at to see if they are ideal to be in your database? Of course, not any woman can subscribe us, unfortunately. According to the nature, we don't accept the ladies who are not attractive by appearance, because they never get interest of men, so it gets into just wasting your time, our time. Maybe it sounds very cruel, but it is the reality. Men choose with the looks, and if in some cafe, in some nightclub, a woman can attract by her charm, for example, but when men apply to us, mostly, first of all, they see the profiles and the pictures, and such ladies, they never get the interest. When I just started working in this field, I met many women, and sometimes we had very kind, good women coming to us, asking to register them, and I accepted them just because I felt I wanted to help her, and it was pity to see that she doesn't have success in personal life. But when several such cases happened, and after all, I got the aggressive girls, aggressive women. These women becoming aggressive, telling that the agency is bad, everything is bad, men are bad. Because she never got interest from men, I made the conclusion that it's better to refuse them in the very beginning rather than to make the reputation worse and to spend her time and waste her time, because her hopes will never be come true. And also we don't accept girls, of course, who just want to work like brides. Sometimes we still get these calls like, I want to work. We ask, do you know English? Do you want to work as an interpreter or what? She says, no, I want to work as a bride. We don't accept such girls. We don't accept married girls, the girls who are in the process of divorce, because it takes time for some girls. So we are waiting for them when they get documents, official documents that they are divorced. Whom else? Of course, obviously we don't accept people who are behaving in a strange way, like not adequate enough, not having realistic expectations too. Again, when simpler women are coming to us and asking for super wealthy men, we say no, it's not possible, better not to register. Whom we also don't take, women with many children. They never get enough of attention of men, maybe 2 is maximum. I told you about the general things in this sense, in this question. Just as you don't like everyone you meet, so too is true for people that meet you. Yeah, Lucas, correct. Yeah, it's always to have good to have a choice. When, for example, when you look for someone for your you want to hire someone, and you always want to have a choice. So why, for meeting someone for life, sometimes we go just with the first person who seemed to be attractive? I think that choice is very important. You can compare, you can understand whom you like better, and so on. I'm reading your comments. That's crazy that you still have women asking to work as brides. If they want super wealthy men, they will hate me. It's good to know that you screen your clients and are realistic and honest with them. Yeah, and sometimes when a woman don't get result for a long time in our agency, I mean by result I mean that no one of men wants to meet her. We talk with her, we suggest her to change photos, maybe to change her profile, to write the bad information there, and sometimes we advise to go to psychologist to work on with her consumptions, because it influences too. Again, some women follow our advice, some not. If not, we just delete them from the base, because there is no sense. She's just in the base, no one wants to meet her, so there is no reason to be in the base then. So dears, what I wanted to tell you about this topic, I'm finished. So you can ask your questions now. If you have more, please feel free. I love talking to you. It's much more interesting than just making videos when I can't have direct interaction with you. What is the longest you have had a lady on your side with no success? I guess it is 7 years, but after all she got married through us. So there was actually the success, but this lady was very patient, because usually if women don't get result even during 1 year, they got nervous, they say that everything is bad, they don't have result, please delete me from your base. So this woman was very patient, very optimistic always, very positive, and she had many dates, and then finally she chose the right person. What is the ideal age gap that is acceptable for the average Ukrainian women interested in foreign men? I think from the same age to 15 years, it's quite acceptable. The most widespread variant, I believe, from 5 to 10 years, like that. Yeah. In this case, you can You can believe that this lady is really interested in you and she wants relationship with you, not just money. Have you ever thought of putting up short introduction videos of your clients online? It is easier to get a feel than of just looking at pictures. Yeah, we thought about it, and we actually have some videos for some ladies already, and we can show it to the men per request. And now during the quarantine time, we also arranged Skype meetings for our clients, not only personal, but still I believe that personal meeting, when you come here, when you see each other face to face, you have much more chances for success. And again, it feels different than just meeting online in Skype. Maybe you have some more questions? Should the guys make videos for the ladies? Actually, I had this experience with some of my clients, but I wouldn't support this idea. What I noticed in most of the cases, men don't care about the pictures, and it quite often happens that when women actually meet them, they say they look much better than they were on the video, on the photos. And exactly the same happens with the videos. Some men send these videos to me, but in 90% of cases, these videos were much worse than men looked in Skype with me. So I don't advise it to you. Or you should make the professional video with a beautiful background, with the quality light and so on. But from what men usually sent me, it wasn't a good choice actually. So if you can make a beautiful video, why not? It would help. But again, I told you in my one of my videos too that you are man and you are attracted by beauty, first of all, by the appearance of the woman. That's why we spend so much time and money to stay beautiful for you, and especially in Ukraine. But women are kind of different, and we never get so much excited just because the man is beautiful. No, we get excited by your attitude to us. So if the man is middle type, but he is displaying very caring, very respecting, very special attitude to this woman, the most probably he will win her heart. But women usually don't get excited just by only experience or pictures. Of course, they can like it, but if you look handsome, if you are sporty, have a good body, and so on, of course, you have more chances. But it's not the only factor, and it is not the decisive factor which is influencing your success with Ukrainian woman. And I don't know if all your ladies are only exclusive to you and they are with other agencies too. They can be with other agencies too. Of course, we can't track it. Sometimes they come to us and at the same time they go to the other agency, or they can join some dating application on their own. So we don't restrict them. No. Why do we need exclusivity? I don't understand, because like men using a different sources to find their love, the same is about women. So please tell me why you ask this. Is it important for you so that the lady would be exclusive? And Lucas, that is strange, as I met someone that looked worse than what she did in our video meetings because she had all the filters on. Maybe. I don't know yet myself personally how to make filters, but maybe there are such technical things. You never know what a woman really look like until you see her without makeup. Correct. Ask her to wash her face before the meeting. Yeah, correct. Sorry, I meant to say, or they are with other agencies too. Yeah, understood, Dario. The same answer is the same. Sometimes they can be in other agencies, sometimes they call to different agencies at the same time, and they get registered in different agencies. Yeah. You know, one of my colleagues who is matchmaker, she's telling that it's very important to have exclusive profiles, but I don't think so. Because again, if we are talking about finding a woman for long-lasting relationships for yourself, for you, you are looking for serious relationship, she's doing that. Then, in most of the cases, such people would like to use a different approach, different ways to find love. So why would we pay special attention to be an exclusive, to have an exclusively her profile? Why so? Maybe we even had an actress from Moscow. She asked us to put her profile and to be only in our close base and to show her profile only to special men. And she didn't want to be registered in Moscow. She was afraid to be recognized. In this case, of course, this profile was exclusive, but mostly women, when they come to us, they're using different ways to find their love, and the same is about men. Actually, some of my clients, they told me about their experience on some big websites, and they were telling me the names of them. So they're using different methods, and still there are successful stories even on Anastasia web, because many men say it's not good and so on and so on. Still there are marriages, but you need to have the right strategy for dating online too. As I told you, not to dive into it. Can you maybe list a few do and don'ts what men should do not scare women off, especially if the men are not used to beautiful women? First of all, I would start from the phrase that first impression is the last impression, so you should look at least neat, at least with some of the sense of style. Better. Then put attention to how you behave on a date. It's a must. You should open the door for our lady to help her with the chair, to pay a bill in a restaurant or cafe. If you don't have much money to go to a restaurant and you don't want it, you just can invite her to a small cafe, but make sure that you will pay for the bill. Because if you don't, or you want to share, it will be, in most of the cases, lady will disappear, I guarantee you. This is still in our mind. And what else? During the date, you should get interested in her too, because sometimes women are complaining that men are telling only about them. So give her space too, so that she could answer you. She could ask you some questions, and also actively ask her questions. And of course, when you finish your meeting, take care about her taxi or the way how she, or at least you can ask her where she goes, if you should, if she wants you to accompany her to her home. Sometimes the answer can be yes, because especially if it happens in the late evening, or you can take a taxi for her. It would be wonderful. And after that, if your first date was successful, you want to continue, just support your communication, write her first, make compliments, and develop your relationship so that you won't scare her off. As when we talk about bad habits, it could be what scares off, that when you talk too much about your past, about your ex, telling in details how bad she was, telling too much about your children, being greedy. I mentioned it many times, and it's quite obvious for people usually when you give or don't give any tips to waitress, when you are rude with waitress. It's also a sign to scare her off. And don't tell her about the marriage right away, because the person who is telling that he wants to marry quickly and or to have children on the first date, it can scare off, because in this case, the lady can have a feeling that no matter whom, but you want to get married. So it doesn't matter if she's here or another person, you want to get married, that's your aim. And the woman next to you doesn't mean anything. You have the aim, you want to have children, and that's all. So better not to tell it on the first dates. Let me read you more of your comments. I agree with not having exclusive clients. It's all about choice and being matchmaker. Of course, you want your clients to have the best possible choice. Yeah, that's why I'm making this live stream for you. So I'm matchmaker and I'm working personally with each client. I still give you advice about dating online because it's one more way for you to meet your love. It doesn't cost as much as my service, but at the same time you have the opportunity to meet the right person, so why not to help you. Moreover, I was using this service myself too, and I don't see anything wrong with it. It's a very comfortable, modern way to meet many different people and select the one with whom you will be compatible. Yeah, quarantine will be over soon, I hope, because in Ukraine it's almost over since, I guess, since the 15th or even today. From today, we have restaurants opened and they can serve people inside, because before, from since 11th of May, restaurants could serve people only outside. Now inside, and the fitness clubs are opened here. And since 15th of June, they announced about international flights. Thanks God, life is getting back to normal. So I hope at your place the quarantine will be over soon too, and you will be able to come. Very good point about talking and listening. A wise woman told me once that real women love with their ears. Yeah, correct. And but we also love the actions of men. You know, sometimes men are too talkative, too much, that but they are not doing any actions, and experienced women will understand it's not a variant, not good variant for relationships. Men should be also making actions, not only talking. So dears, maybe you have more questions. I like that today's live stream is very active. You are asking, we are talking. I guess the topic is quite popular. It's interesting for most of you. That's why you came. Do you coach your male clients on personal grooming, and what is considered a good manners? I mostly work as a coach with them about finding a woman. As for personal grooming, not yet. But I guess there is not so much deal with personal grooming. What is considered good manners? Again, it's a big topic. I'm thinking how to answer you shortly now. Good manners. It is following to etiquette rules, and being attentive to a woman, being able to support a good conversation, interesting, and being displaying the good attitude to a woman during a date, like shortly. So are you ready? I won't come to Ukraine till 2021 now. I just don't feel safe flying just yet. Actually, there are different opinions about this quarantine and the virus. Some people still prefer to fly, and they are waiting to meet the women here, women. Some prefer to stay at home. So yes, that is the best choice for yourself. So dears, let's finish here because we are talking almost 1 hour today. It was an interesting live stream for me too. Thank you for your questions, for your comments, and we will continue the next Thursday. We will meet again. Meanwhile, I prepare new videos for you, and they will be published at the nearest time too. I hope you will like them. Have a nice evening today. use dating applications and websites if you want. And when you have some questions or impressions after that, share with me. Thank you. For me it was fun too. See you soon, dears. Goodbye. We will talk again soon.